Matthew Purcell, Mattthew Purcell.
Okay, and what's your unit? Full unit?
Full unit is Alpha Company, 2STB, 2nd Brigade Combat Team, 4th Infantry Division.
All right, and where is your hometown?
It is Argyle, Texas, which is just a little bit north of Dallas.
How do you spell Argyle?
Argyle, like the Sox.
All right. And when did you join the Army?
I joined in, what was it, August of '07.
What made you want to join?
I was going to the University of Texas for a while, and money got a little slim at college. It was pretty expensive, so I decided to go with this route, do a little the service to the country route, and try something totally new. No one in my family had done it, except my dad. He got drafted, and other than that, it was just, it's everyone's the usual route of going to college and then whatever. So.
That sounds like my story, except I went to LSU, but I won't hold it against you.
Oh, I see. All right.
So how old are you?
21.
21.
Yeah, I turned 21 over here.
How's that?
It was very uneventful. So, not much drinking, as you can imagine.
Yeah, well, I turned 21, let's see, at Fort Polk.
And
we had some sparkling grape juice and cake.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, yeah. So, tell me a little bit about your job.
Well, I'm a shadow UAV operator, and pretty much what that means is, we fly the bird and land the bird and fly it around. So, there's actually a lot more to it, though, because you got to know everything as much as we can about this aircraft and being able to fly it. Its maintenance as much as we can know. So really, it's just knowing the aircraft, being able to fly it, and so we're the pilots pretty much in the sense of the word.
So you're the pilots and the maintainers then?
No, not really. Like, we do as much as we can to help maintenance out, but in reality, the maintainers are really the ones that get in there, work on the engine, the nuts and bolts pretty much.
What's it like to fly this thing? What's it like to fly something and not actually have to be sitting inside of it?
I've never flown anything where I have to actually sit inside. I've never flown a real helicopter or anything like that. But this is exciting. It's exciting. Obviously, the more and more you do it, a little less exciting it gets. But it's still cool knowing that you're the one responsible for making sure that thing doesn't crash and doing what it can do.
And this is called the Shadow, right?
Roger. This is the Shadow RQ-7 Bravo. That's what it's called.
Tell me a little bit about what it can do.
It's mainly reconnaissance, unmanned aircraft, and I can't speak too much on its recon capabilities, but it's basically just an eye in the sky, and whatever it's around, it's going to be able to see, and it can get in there and see pretty good.
So can you tell me about any some cool missions that you've done with it?
Me personally, I've always worked at the launch recovery site. Usually, it's sort of split where we'll have the mission operating team somewhere, and then the people responsible for launching and recovering the aircraft here. So, I've been in some spots where it's like, hey, we need aircraft right away. It actually happened just today, not 3 hours ago. Something happened and they need aircraft right away, and we were able to get it up and running in 20 minutes. So, and that's lightning fast. When you get everybody working involved, that's when this stuff really shows up, and it's about as exciting as it gets over here when you can really make something happen that fast.
So you've got a pretty important job then.
I like to think so. I think everyone likes to think they have an important job in the Army, but I think we do.
How does it make you feel?
It makes me feel important. My biggest thing is that if there's anything that we can do here, obviously we're not the ones on the front lines getting, the heat, so to say. But if we can do anything to help them, that's what really counts. And if we can excel at that and be good at that, then we think we're doing our job and we're doing it good.
And tell me a little bit about your military experience so far.
Military experience, well, it was a long time of training at Fort Huachuca in Arizona. That's where we train up for these things. And then basic, then advanced training, and I got to my unit at Fort Carson, and I wasn't there for but 3 months before we deployed. And it's been quick. It's been a quick transition, but it's exciting. I really like my platoon. We're all brothers in here, so it's pretty nice. I like it.
How do your parents feel about you being over here?
You know, usually the same idea. You know, the mom's really worried, and the dad's, they back you up though. The whole family's behind me, and they're really proud of me for what I'm doing. As with all my friends, you know, back in high school or even in college, you would say, "Hey, Matt Purcell's never going to join the Army because that's, you know, he's not going to be in the military." But you know, here I am. So, and they're proud, and my family's behind me.
So, what were you studying at school?
Oh, geez, I was studying computer science, and I hated it. I hated it a lot. It was one of those things I was like, hey, I'll do something and I'll make some money when I get out. But I did not like it. But yeah, I was studying computer science.
Now that you're in the military, do you think that you're going to stay in, or do you want to get out and finish school?
You know, I'm not sure. Well, I'm definitely finishing school. I'm finishing school as we speak, actually. I'm doing courses right now online, however I can get them done. And you can actually get a lot done when you're in the Army, and you actually have a mindset to do it. So I am finishing the college right now, about halfway done to a bachelor's degree, and then you know, I'll have my degree before my 4-year contract's up, and then whether or not I want to stay in, you know, it's definitely up in the air. I'm definitely not ruling it out.
Now, is this something? Do you think the skills that you've learned in the Army are something that could translate over into the civilian world when you get out?
Oh, easily, definitely. I mean, the discipline. Everything. And as per this job, you know, it's a pretty specific job, but it's very, very possible that you could easily like find a route in the civilian world to work with these aircraft. And you know, probably unmanned aerial vehicles is probably one of the futures of, you know, aircraft in general.
And anything you want to add about your job or what you're doing over here?
No, just, you know, doing the best we can to support everybody, and you know, we're glad to be here. We really are. It makes it, you know, it's nice to know we're making a difference.
Do you have any brothers or sisters back home?
Yeah, I have 2 brothers and 2 sisters. They're all older. The oldest is 33, and the youngest older brother is 25.
So you're the baby?
Yeah, I'm the baby of the family.
So what do your brothers and sisters think about you being over here?
You know, they're excited. In school, they like hearing stories of places that are totally new to them, you know. Yeah, but they're behind me, 100%.
And what am I about to ask? I had a question. You have any questions for him?
What's the hardest part about operating?
The hardest part about operating is making sure every single time. Oh, my fault.
Come over here.
My fault. The hardest part probably is making sure every single time that you're doing the right thing, that you're not taking any shortcuts. Because when you've launched these things, probably over 150, 200 times over just the 5 months that I've been here. When you're doing it over and over and over, you know, you need to make sure you're doing the right thing every time. And our platoon has really instilled the importance of that every day. And so we don't make mistakes when it comes to that. And that's the hardest part, is just making sure you're doing the right thing.
Pretty hard to land?
Once you get used to it, it's really not that difficult. You get used to doing the same thing over and over. And you know, you get into the mentality of what you need to do, and you get it done.
So, why did you decide that you wanted this job in the Army over any other job?
That's a pretty good question. I think I chose this job mainly because it just sounds cool. You know, you're like unmanned aerial vehicle pilot. You know, that sounds cool. But I joined and I enlisted with this job because A, it would be good training, and B, it would be something that I thought I could excel in, and you know, I thought it would be an interesting, definitely something new I'd never experienced before. So.
Do you feel like you're excelling in it?
Yeah, definitely. I think everyone does really well here, and you know, I'm glad for what I do.
And tell me a little bit about what we're about to do today.
We have a flight here in about 30 minutes. Actually, we're about to launch one and send it off to do the mission for the day, as well as you know, recover it later on, and the missions throughout the day.
And what goes into preparing it to launch?
Besides all the maintenance that was done when it landed, and you know, that's a lot of work when they do that. But after all that, they knock out looking at the bird over and all, inspecting it once again, making sure everything's good to go on it. Then you roll it out and do what's called pre-flight checks, basically where you're, you know, you're preparing the bird for flight and making sure everything's good, loading all the information needs to go, and mounting it on the launcher, and then that shoots it off into the air, and then you fly it from there.
If not being over here, what would it be?
We're glad to be here. We're glad to defend what we know is right, and we're happy we're here.